to a what can only be considered as the grace of God smiling down on these Missouri Tigers. I don't think you could have asked for a better draw. And we're going to talk about the matchup as much as we can. But, like, being a 10 seed, avoiding the play-in, getting to play in St. Louis, I don't know what else you could ask for, guys. What was your initial reaction when you saw the Missouri Tigers pop up as the 10 in St. Louis?
Every god on the universe just gave them their graces. They literally are giving Gates just a game in his lap to not fuck up. It's going to be all Mizzou fans.
Like, this became a must win is harsh, but it's like this is your second straight tournament game where you're basically in home territory. And this is even better. Like, Drake, I was at the game versus Drake, and Drake had a sizable group there.
Was that in Wichita? Where was that?
It was in Wichita, and Drake had a sizable group there. This is going to be vastly Missouri fans. Like, this should be, my guess is 80-20 Missouri fans.
Oh, at least.
You got to win this.
No, you're right.
Sorry. Can you guys hear my child yelling in the background?
Only a little bit. It's fine.
She's going ham right now in the living room.
She's excited. She's a big Tigers fan.
She's a big Tiger fan. But, like, I couldn't believe it. I heard that there's a possibility we could be 10 seed in St. Louis, and I was just like, with the way that things broke in the tournaments and on the bubble, my heart was ready for a play-in. Far away. I was expecting the Miami of Ohio draw. Instead, here we are playing Miami and St. Louis. Like, what's funny is I almost preferred playing against Miami of Ohio because the pressure is no longer on the team. You're playing against this like team that everyone's going to bet against. You guys are the underdogs. And while Missouri's technically the underdogs against Miami, Florida, and St. Louis, it now becomes, hey, man, you're going to have a home crowd. And then if you play Purdue, you're going to have Purdue fans will travel, of course, but it's like still a good environment. Like, you got to win this game, especially after the Drake loss in Wichita. So, like, both I can tell both Curtis and Mike have their eyes on different screens, but just I can't believe this. What do we know about Miami? What do we know about them?
Yeah, let's go to Mike. I'm fixing some stupid YouTube live problem.
So. Are we live on? We're live on YouTube, right?
We're live on YouTube, but not on the updated name thing that I made. So whatever. Yeah, well, let's let Mike cook, and I'll get the updated link to everybody. Which is the original.
Very well-rounded team. Excuse me. Very well-rounded team. I can't speak. I'm so flustered. Yeah, I can't even watch the selection show because there's a tornado warning and yeah. Ugh.
Those save lives, Mike. All right, let's.
No, they don't. They're fear-mongering.
That is not true, and we do not advocate those opinions. All right.
Anyway, they rebound the ball extremely well. Top 20 in both offensive and defensive rebounds. So this will be I think a game for everyone's gonna have to crash the boards. Top 35 offense, top 40 defense. Going to be a good matchup. I think this will be a great game. St. Louis is getting a treat. And they get to watch Purdue and whoever this 15 is. Yeah, that's all I got off the top of my head. They're actually bad at shooting free throws. So it's going to be
Queens College from North Carolina.
Yeah, it's going to be two teams that are not that great at shooting free throws, which is going to be interesting.
We're not at a disadvantage.
No, be a race to who can miss the most. I just zeroed in on their offensive that they control the boards on both sides.
You brought my coffee. Thank you, baby.
There we go. Julian getting his espresso.
Coffee for closers.
Nice. She steamed the milk and
she did the whole thing.
Nice.
She's very Julian's wife is European.
She brought me a house. There's a bunny in it.
Oh, there you go. Can you ask
Thank
her
you,
thoughts on the
Margot.
Tigers? Yeah.
Uh, Margot, you're a peach. Thank you.
Yeah. For whatever reason, there's still multiple links screwing up on YouTube.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's all I got off the top of my head. I'll dig into it as we go.
Here's my take as someone who's never watched Miami and is looking just purely at the rosters and did a quick AI breakdown of Miami Hurricanes. Missouri's got the size. It's all going to come down to guard play, because what has sunk Missouri these past 3 games has just been how awful our guards have played. I don't think any of our guards have had a legitimately good game in the past 3 games. All of them have struggled.
Yeah,
And
mostly the big one, the big 2, right?
Yeah. And then Miami's starting guards are both experienced and big. Trey Donaldson for Miami, 6'3", 198 pounds, senior. True Washington, 6'4", 204 pounds, junior. Like, those are big guards. So the size of our guards isn't really an advantage here. And when we think about when T.O. struggled, he struggled when he doesn't have a direct drive on them matchup. And this is going to be a test of, man. So I'm curious to see how the breakdown of this game goes. But like I can't get over the fact that they're the 10 in St. Louis. Everyone was so doom and gloom going into this. And I think it just once again shows how much the tournament committee respects SEC as a conference. And I think too, you can't, like, that's why whenever Missouri won a big game but they lost against a bad team, you want the good wins. The good wins really separate when it comes down to all these teams in the mix-up from the 10 to the 16, and it's like looking at very similar schedules, the big wins really matter. And while we could be frustrated how the season ended, we could be frustrated how the teams are up and down, they got the big wins when they mattered. And now they're the 10 seed in St. Louis. And it's crazy stuff.
Couldn't be better. When you say it shows how good, the SEC really is, I think, the pessimist in my head says, it shows how in bed the NCAA is with the SEC. I think that's what the haters will say. And so, look, I get where they're coming from. Because when I saw Texas get one of those play-in games and Texas had beaten us at home, I was like, oh, gosh, that might not be a good sign for us. Turns out, as we watch the bracket come out, and we almost have the full thing here, so we'll put that full screen once it's all out. But yeah, oh man, the SEC, I think rightfully, again, we're SEC fans, rightfully got as many teams in the tournament as they deserved to get. How much do we think that the St. Louis game matters?
Matt, what do you? A lot.
Like, how much does getting the game in St. Louis? Like,
a lot.
But we're capable of beating anyone. Like, we beat Kentucky in Rupp.
Yeah, but in this atmosphere, when it's going to be overwhelming Mizzou fans for that 11 o'clock game on Friday. I mean, overwhelming.
We have it's a game.
Yeah, it's a home. It's a home game. It's literally a home game at 11 o'clock. That it's kicking 2 games in St. Louis, kicking off, and then Purdue Queens. I think will be at like 2 or 2:30 for the second session.
Dude, St. Louis, it has Kentucky there as well, and Iowa State. There's not going to be a free hotel room in that city.
No. Yeah. It's huge.
Well, the reason I asked is because, Mike, it was literally the other night where we said that, like, we almost were wishing, when we were talking to Maggie Johnson, that we were almost wish for them to get one of the playing games just so they could have the country against them and just play free, play free and loose. And we got the exact opposite of that. So that's why I bring it up. It's not that, like, I don't think that, like, it's an advantage to get a game in St. Louis, obviously. I'm not a moron. But it's like we were just saying that, like,
okay,
it might have been an advantage on the other.
That's some psycho mumble bullshit we throw out for a talking point. The point being is that you want this. Okay?
Mumbo jumbo.
Yes, of course.
You want this. Now the thing is that.
But how much does it matter? Is my question.
As Brody Cooper in the chat said,
who?
I'm not the host, so I can't click on it. But Its drival will be there. The quote from Dennis Gates last year about Wichita State is going to be hanging over this. Its drival will be there. Gates being like, we're playing going to be there. And the fans showed up and they got embarrassed. Embarrassed. And so it's going to be packed again this time. You gotta win this.
What was the crowd split like? Just out of curiosity, like real quick, what was the crowd split last year in Wichita, Julian?
It was for sure about 60-40.
That's what I was.
I mean, the Drake fans showed out.
Yeah.
Like Drake fans were there. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Drake fans. They were there. They were loud. It was definitely more Mizzou, but like Drake fans filled in. Do
11 a.m. in St. Louis.
Do Miami, Florida basketball fans travel?
Do they exist?
Like,
I was talking to someone about this on that note. I don't know the alumni base of Miami, Florida, but typically your blue blood and your true Power 5, like upper tier schools, like they got alumni everywhere, right? Like Michigan is everywhere. Yep. Arizona's going to be everywhere. Purdue, everywhere. Maybe pockets are hotter than not, but I'm sure Miami fans will come out of the woodwork for this game. But at the end of the day, like I'm looking at.
I don't know, man. Right? They're a football school. Like
for the most part.
Yeah, but they. I don't know. Their
it's not
program.
Like they're a 1 seed. They're a 7 seed. I'm just saying. My bet right now, it's going to be 80-20 split. I bet it's 80% Mizzou fans, 20% Miami fans, and it's mostly Miami fans in like the lower bowl, the rich ones who like are shelling out for it.
I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't think it's gonna be quite that extreme.
I think
just because it is the middle of the day and it's round one. I lean a little bit more 70-30, but kind of splitting hairs between 70-30 and 80-20.
But I just think it's wild though that
you don't think Dwayne The Rock Johnson is gonna fucking send any of his basketball boys over there,
dude.
I mean, he's a football player, obviously, but
the St. Louis hotels are gonna be eating well. Kentucky, Iowa State, Missouri. All like congrats to them.
Yeah.
Can I just say something though? Did we see who was one of the 16 seeds? The University of Howard is
Howard University.
Tournament. Howard University is a 16 seed.
Wow.
Another tournament team Missouri has beaten.
Our guy Drew, both of his former schools somehow made the NCAA tournament.
I'm just saying, University of Missouri has been multiple tournament teams, and that was the worst version of our team.
Yeah. Side note: Mizzou opens +2, +130 against Miami.
Wait, opened what?
+2.5 and +130 on the money line.
That feels right.
Yeah,
that feels right. Mike, are you hammering Miami on this one? You got to take some time to think about it.
I know
with Missouri's recent March performances, I get it.
I shout out Brody who got Mizzou 750-1. I will. Yeah, you have to. I don't know. In a perfect world, Mizzou goes up by like 7. I can catch Miami in the plus money range, and then that's when I'll do it.
What reasoning do you have for that? Is it strictly your reluctance to trust Missouri?
He's got to see Missouri win before he can trust it.
No, I got
strategy for the tournament.
He's got property down in Dade County.
No, I'll put $20 on it at 750. That ticket is $1,000.
If Missouri wins the whole tournament, Mike will never be on this podcast again. He's gonna retire.
No. I will say I don't like them going up against. Mizzou wins this game, then they go against Purdue. Purdue's been playing very well.
Yeah. Let's.
But
we can look ahead here in a second. Yeah.
That unfortunately will be a very tough out against Purdue. But
yeah, it is what it is.
Let's focus on. Hey, what we all said. This is basically a must-win for Gates right here, right now, right?
Yes,
like against the U. So what I mean, obviously we have not watched a ton of ACC basketball this season. Mike, you probably watched a little bit more than
I
we
watched,
both did. Pitt, my other team, Pitt, who just stinks. I didn't really watch the second half of conference play because they finished 5-13 in the conference. But Miami looked pretty good, but not like overly scary to me. So I was just wondering how much of them you watched? Yeah,
I watched. I loved watching SMU this year. Then anytime I could catch them,
it was classic ACC school SMU.
Yeah, Miami was also
right on the Atlantic coast.
Their guard play is very good. Significantly more well-rounded on defense than our guys. Sorry, my internet is acting up.
It's fried, dude.
Yeah. For the most part, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the only thing that fears me is that every guy on the court has defensive efficiency.
For who? Miami?
Yeah, they're significantly way defense than we are, where their core are playing, they don't have a Cruz that is just going to be solely offensive driven, that, everybody and their mom is like, all right, we're attacking that guy. And then just the fact that how well they hit the boards. But like we've hit the boards well, we're size wise, we're going to be able to, I would give the nod to us. This is like a Phillips, Pierce, and Byrne of flipping the tempo, the table, so to speak, and actually we control the boards.
Yeah.
If that's like this game, it's going to be Missouri. Trouble, yeah. It's going to be Missouri grinding it to a halt.
I agree.
And just abusing them with size.
Yeah, PJ makes a good point. Yeah, I do remember the press. Miami is a vicious. Came back against NC State. I do remember that game. That's funny. But as soon as I saw it, my phone blew up. You guys texted me, my brother, a bunch of other people. I'm just like, this is the gods gave not a very good home court matchup, and I would classify this is a must win for game. I think
you're right. No one on their team is bad at defense.
No, they are very well rounded
now.
The only person who plays that has negative defense is Noam Devrat, and this is according to Evan Mia, but like he doesn't play very much.
He barely plays. Yeah.
But the past 6 games, he has lit up the three.
I was about to say, yeah.
He played in the Israeli league, and he can play.
Those Israelis love to light it up.
Hey, whoa!
Hey, on that topic, and
we haven't looked at the demographic splits of our listenership, but come on, let's
this is not
here, buddy.
Yeah, this is not investment advice, but you cannot go wrong on defense stocks right now. Good God,
that's probably true. DeBrat did shoot 47% from 3 this year.
The game he stepped in against SMU. What was it?
Is your computer on fire, Mike?
No, I gotta light this sage, or I'm gonna fucking blow a gasket with my internet. The CBS weather fearmongers.
It's not all right. Whatever. Yeah.
Lighting sage.
To ward off the Mike's lighting sage to ward off the tornadoes. Incredible stuff.
No, I think DeVrat came in. He didn't play a handful of games prior to that and knocked down 6 or 7 threes. Shoot the ball. He is a way better version of Cruz, but he is not afraid to shoot it. But he is a little bit of a liability on defense. So I'd love to see Cruz and him just guard each other the whole game. Just
go at it.
I wonder if it's a thing where it's like whoever puts in one of them first, the other coach is like, great, I can put this guy in too.
Yeah, no,
that'll
be the chess part of it. But yeah, anyway, they're very well rounded. It is a great test for Gates. Like that's really just signed sealed. That's all I could say. Is it's a. I would make the argument. This is if you win, you extend them. If you lose, you don't.
Whatever.
Wow.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But they've got what? It looks like eight guys that average like basically 16 minutes a game. So it seems like they've got a decent amount of depth. Marcus Allen hasn't played a ton of games, but when he's been healthy this year, he has averaged 19 minutes a game, despite only playing 8. Also, no relation to Dante Allen, their other guard, by the way. And then Dovrat averages 9.7 minutes a game. So almost 9 guys all averaging double-digit minutes per game this year, which compared to us seems a little bit interesting. But yeah, gosh. 18.8 a game, 16.5 a game, 13.7 a game, 12.1 a game. These are points. Like they've got some dudes that can score.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They've got some dudes that can rebound.
It's gonna be a high scoring game. And I don't think we want it to be. I think you want to grind. Just like
It
grind.
seems like a fun
grind,
matchup,
grind
though.
this game.
Like Mike was saying earlier. Trey Donaldson, you had mentioned, yeah, he's a good distributor in the couple of games that I watched. Let's see his stats. Yeah, I guess he's averaging 5.8 assists and 16.5 points a game. Like, my gosh.
Like this
Renault
just feels like
good. Yeah.
if there's any game to not have a slow start, it's this one. The crowd is going to be desperate to go crazy.
But I would say the same thing about our game against Kentucky in the SEC tournament, right? And we were down by 16.
No, but that's different. That's different. We didn't have a
It was
crowd.
the opposite. Hostile
We didn't have a
environment.
crowd like that there. The point is that at this game, there's going to be this crowd that wants so badly to go crazy. And if Missouri can start hot, I think you can almost seal the game from the jump. If you can just like pound that energy early. But if Missouri starts slow and Miami goes up by like 8 points within the first 5 minutes, there's gonna be some mumbling in there. It's gonna get negative fast.
I love Mizzou fans, but we all know that like we have been kind of beaten down. Some of it's self-inflicted, like from by the team. Some of it is just the fans being, negative. But we all know we have a tendency, not us, but like in general, the Mizzou fan base has a tendency to kind of get a little negative, get a little quiet. And I don't want whatever contingent Miami has in that arena to all of a sudden you can hear them on the broadcast, right? It's like avoiding those situations where like Dennis Gates has to call a timeout and they're going to commercial break and we hear Miami fans screaming and murmurs from Mizzou fans that are going to be the dominant.
Just crush them from the jump. Just crush them from the jump.
That would be absolutely ideal.
Some interesting things that happen in the bracket as well. SLU at 9 against Georgia, number 8. I think Georgia crushes them. Since this is in St. Louis, since we're in St. Louis, gotta bring up the other St. Louis hometown team, SLU.
Yeah.
Can't believe SLU lost their tournament. Rough for them.
One of the only
I don't want to go
SLU
too much into it,
podcasts
but
on the internet. No, circle up.
But here's Missouri's path. You ready? Beat Miami, beat Purdue in St. Louis, and last game in St. Louis will be will the St. Louis side of it only go past Purdue? Will it go into the Sweet 16? No, that's.
I think it's just the next round. So it'll go round of 64, round of 32, and then it goes another.
Okay. Then Gonzaga, if they beat BYU and Kennesaw State. Hypothetically, if it's a wash, you'll play Gonzaga. And wow, those are quite two teams to play. I don't want to look ahead because every tournament we've looked ahead and then immediately get crushed. So, okay.
Here we go.
But to be honest, I got really nothing else to say. I just can't believe.
I don't want to look ahead too much, but just figured we'd at least get our quadrant of the bracket up there.
Missouri's got everything it wanted. You can't complain about the 2 and 3 seed because like you're gonna have to play hard teams at some point. Maybe there have been better 2 or 3 seeds to pair up against, but they're all good. That's why they're 2 and 3 seeds. Yeah. So it's like you got to just win your games.
Arguably, again, but it's arguably better than being an 8 or 9, which Mike and I had talked about to Sam from 801 Bracketology about That like
You don't want to have the one in your side. Is
yeah,
that what you're saying?
it does give you. But that being said, Princeton was
could-
a 15, right, and upset the 2 Arizona,
Yeah.
and then we lost to them. So again, nothing's guaranteed at all. But
teams can obviously pop off, and it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there, but
I mean, that's if you want to take the buyer side of this Missouri team, it's that thin. If all of them are playing well, this is a damn good team. If 2 of them are playing bad, it feels bad. So if all of them hit it, there's your run. The likelihood of that is low. But hey, you got to get in there to see what happens. And we're in there. After some tough points in this season, Missouri now has its chance.
and some great points in the season too.
Yeah.
We got it all, baby.
Yeah, you got some great points this season, got some bad points this season.
I'll if I find
Win
it,
this game. Win this
I'll
game.
send it. Yeah, just win.
Must win.
But I'll send this an interesting nugget. So there's a guy on Reddit who has been simming March Madness from I think he started 2-3 weeks ago. He started simming all these different combinations of doing his sims 100,000 times each round. Mizzou made it to the Sweet 16 on one of them, or I think in total it was 5% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious. I'm sure he'll post it late tonight. I'm very curious what it is now, because there's some. If it is 5%, I'd be curious what their number is now to get past the round of 32.
Hey,
They can do it.
I'm taking this one game at a time, baby.
Just thinking out loud.
As I
trying
think
to-
no.
Yeah, I'm just
Obviously,
trying to
it's
find
definitely
some
worth
bu-
talking about.
Dennis.
But for the Dennis of it all, I think
Dennis.
win this
Yeah.
one.
I do like though that Miami's really bad at free throws. So if this goes a foul fest,
Yeah,
we're even on that. Which I'm just saying, I feel like these tournament games can become foul fest just because. How do they choose
Also,
which
we've
refs
played in
ref
this
a game?
arena before, by the way, which I think is a slight adjust. I think playing in an NCAA tournament arena that is normally not a college basketball venue, it's not an arena that you would normally play like a conference game or even a non-con game against. I
Only
think
that was the game we lost by
it's
50 in. But
it doesn't matter. Okay, some of these guys have been there for multiple years. I have I've been in that arena. I've puked in those bathrooms. I feel more comfortable there. I'm sure the other guys, the other guys, meaning the actual players in the team, feel more comfortable there too.
The
Just
refs
having
are
a little bit of experience.
the
how do
refs
they
are
choose
basically it's random.
When I went to the hospital,
I think there's a sub NCAA. There's a sub committee that does the allotment for these refs, but I don't think it has any preference to they won't put an all SEC squad together. I think to my understanding, they will pull a top performing ACC guy, a A10, and a whack guy or whatever. It's
that's
not
whack.
that is whack. I think generally speaking, I like in the past it's kind of bugged me. I don't think it's played to Mizzou's strengths, at least the years that we've made the tournament under Dennis Gates so
They don't
far.
let them play as hard as they do.
Yes.
As rough as they do in the SEC. That's for sure.
But I actually think that the national officiating versus SEC might benefit us this year.
Well, I think
Because the SEC guys are just so
Yeah.
predictable. We said it all year. They were doing the same thing. They call nothing first half and then just throw anyone out in the second half. Just getting some sort of level of consistency, and as long as Dennis gets in Phillips's ear and says, "Hey, don't be a dingus,"
Yeah, that's the
I think it benefits us.
and I just now that I'm really thinking about it, echoing that what Julian said, that start, it cannot be a flat 6-minute start.
Can't be.
It just cannot. And
Don't
then
get Phillips in foul trouble either.
to even that point, I didn't bring this up with Kentucky, but not to end the second half or first half, pardon me, there was a 5.5-minute stretch in the Kentucky game in the first half that Mizzou did not score.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't. I know it's it's Captain Obvious. I just don't. These types of games where everyone's going to be good, all 64 of these teams are good, obviously in some capacity. You just cannot.
68, right? Come on,
Or
be respectful.
you just cannot start flat, and you cannot you just cannot come out of that initial huddle where there was just no direction.
What's crazy?
Like-
Sorry, I'm like really looking at the team comparisons, and Miami has their own Mark Mitchell, Malik Renault,
Yeah.
6'9", 238.
Renault,
Mark Mitchell,
yeah.
6'9", 230. They both don't shoot threes very often, but they've started hitting them near the end of the season. They both are primarily paint players.
Did you say his height?
They're both 6'9".
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I missed it. My internet messed up.
They
Gotcha.
both have the most possessions on. They both use the ball the most. Yeah. They both have extremely high possession rates. It's great. I mean, like it's actually like a dog on dog fight on this one. So then it becomes, if these guys are cancel each other out hypothetically, who is going to step up for the rest of the team? Because that's always been the issue. If Mark Mitchell is doing his part, who's stepping up with him here?
Or if it's a game where the other team decides to take out Mark Mitchell, who's
I mean, that's going to be the game plan no matter what. Just like our game plan is going to be to
100%.
lay on them. Mike, did you mention is Miami good at 3 points? Let's see here.
They're neutral. I just everyone on Twitter saying like they can't shoot the three, but they're like
34%.
Where are you seeing that stat?
Yeah, I'm just looking at KenPom.
yeah, they're 137. So like they're right in the lower third. Like they can't shoot.
So
we
like,
can't.
Are we talking
Bad
about basically
info.
two teams that are like pretty similar,
Yes,
like playing against
Yes,
each other?
which is why I think it should be fascinating.
yes. I think like statistically, like when you carve this out, it's pretty dang similar. I wish that we, this is a game of when Pierce, Cruz, like they don't defend the three. They're in the bottom 2/3 of that. So like, I don't know. It's going to be a great. I mean, they're very, very similar. That's
I'm not
sure.
Yeah.
Mike, how do you feel about the Evan Mia on the team breakdown? He still puts the best two-man lineup as Cruz and Mitchell.
I think so. I told you, you son of a bitch. I told you I wouldn't rant about it.
And then the second best one is Cruz, Mitchell, Stone.
Yes. So if you look at, I'm not going to go on my tangents. Everyone's got Google, but go look up Cruz when he was scoring all his points. He was very
good.
He was very efficient, and all of his stats have literally all happened in those.
I wonder if it's better if maybe these sort of stats that take the whole year should do more of like weighting the last 3 weeks the most. I don't know. That's why for Haslam is nice because Haslam like weights the most recent stuff the most.
I think it's good. Like it is fair that like I think I agree with you. And then on the other side, I can see why Mia does it like this. That if Cruz does play to his median, his like average potential, he would fit in to that top 2, top 3 lineup.
Mm.
Like if he goes out there and gets 12 points, he stays on the court for 15 or 18 minutes. Like that is great basketball for him. But like that's just not, obviously he hasn't been doing that. And whether that's because it's performance based or that's because Gates just doesn't see him fitting in with what
both
is going on. But
Mike, can I list you the teams that were left out and you tell me if any of them are super surprising based on your
there's
time
another
season?
Yeah, do it.
San Diego State.
Yes, because I had a huge future on them that I took in the summer.
Auburn. I think Auburn's not surprising.
No.
It's funny because Hasla has them ranked super high. Hasla has them at 37.
They're
Stanford.
Yeah. A little bit.
Indiana.
No.
New Mexico.
Oof.
Cincinnati.
No.
Oklahoma State and Virginia Tech. Those were the ones that were all considered possible but didn't make it.
No. I like I said, I unfortunately haven't even been able to like look at a full bracket yet.
So because I remember last year there's one team that was left out that was like everyone was pissed about. Was it
last year or 2 years before West Virginia was? I know everyone got super ticked off at.
And a different team got put in that had like the record was way worse, but like they leaned on the wins above bubble or something.
It is to localize this again. Like it seems
So
like
aggressive.
we got some. Sorry, my.
I love it.
journalism
No, but
background.
you're right. Bring this back. Missouri got a great hand.
Yes, exactly. We got not just we got a great hand, but I think that like a lot of the bubble stuff went our way. Sure, there were a few games that made us nervous. There was like one bid that got stolen, but outside of that, it was like pretty much Monday through Friday. Like everything that could have screwed us over potentially didn't happen, right? And so, like, Mike, do you think we did we didn't get like super lucky, right? It was like the teams that we were rooting against weren't really that good to begin with, and
Yeah,
so
I
none
mean,
of them for the most part made a run, in my opinion.
no, there was so much chaos from
Yeah.
really that Thursday, really starting like that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Um, so no, I the one thing, and Twitter, I'm sure is gonna. I know Miami, Ohio, they're in the play-in. My only comment on that, yes, they're I think what in the MAC, and I think you go 31-1, and you get rewarded by playing in the play-in game. I'm not saying that Mizzou and Miami should be flipped, but that's like my immediate
Mm.
um, reaction on like seeing that. It's like, damn, that's it. Like, I don't care if you play what conference you go in. Like, if you go undefeated in the regular season, that is amazing. Like winning that. Like, I don't care who you're playing. Like,
And they're
that's
playing what, SMU, your boys?
Ooh, doggy.
Yeah, they're playing SMU.
but
yeah.
Damn. Got a monster.
But yeah,
on
no,
SMU
well,
too.
yeah, it's really
yeah.
close. Yeah, so would you have rather seen us in that playing game, or not
No,
rather
no,
seen,
no.
but you know what I mean?
No, I'm not saying that. It's interesting to see, like, and even I know sidebarring this. Yeah, I'm not going to go on my tangents about the NCAA. But that's just interesting. I mean, how do you? But again, like we were talking with Maggie, like Mizzou, playing devil's advocate here. Like if Mizzou didn't get in the tournament, could a lot of people not be surprised?
I would have been surprised compared to the teams that got out, who were left out. I think Missouri's record would have been judged as the
Yeah,
best out of that entire
A
group.
lot of the teams, if they had made a run, even made a run like to the finals in like a major conference or something, I would have been able to justify it. It just didn't happen for the most. There just weren't enough teams that actually made enough moves. Not that we did anything at the end of the season, obviously, but
I think
We
if
did
it,
enough
close
throughout.
losses to good teams. So
yeah, my was talking to someone earlier today about it, and it because at once someone was started consolidating and throwing up all these stats, and they just put them in nice columns, and they started looking at like the 10 teams that the committees could have been looking at, and the one thing that every time Mizzou, the guy's like, oh, Mizzou's in, but then they look at the non-con schedule as being like so down, but then that regular season weight holds so much that it's
does
like.
Does this basically mean that Gates is vindicated? That everyone grousing about the non-con should just shut their holes?
No, I think it doesn't. I think for what you're trying to do, hypothetically, like for the rest of Gates' tenure, if you do what you're doing here and you go in at a 10, you go in at maybe 11, and you do that for the next 3-4 years in a row, that's awesome. Like if making the tournament and getting into that first, second weekend's the goal, which I think that's the realistic goal for Gates. Like Gates is not going to win us a national championship, but like
for
if,
this
no,
season,
if that
let's
happens,
talk this season.
What an amazing cutout we have.
Clip it. But I'm just saying
please.
But if anything, it's just for the prep. Like I would just love to see like when this team's playing at its peak, it justifies going back and being like, yeah, why are we playing SWAC schools just back-to-back nights? Like sprinkle something else in, because like clearly this team can do it. So like that's my only thing. Like,
well, here's the thing: not the version of the team that exists in the non-con. Like if
no.
Purely for how this team played out, that schedule was perfect because they actually needed the shit teams at the start of the year.
Yes,
because this team was not ready. And then once they got healthy, that's when we started playing the hard teams, and they worked. But like, our record potential looks a lot worse if that team is playing real teams. So like, I think it worked this season.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's felt like outside of Gates' first team, wouldn't you say the rest all had pretty stark transformations throughout the year from how they started to how they ended? I guess last year's team's not so much, but a big thing they unlocked was starting Trent Pierce and
Yeah.
That's college basketball. It's the portal era.
No, but I think it's the evolution of the team growing. Like
it's always they start someone else. Someone else
Yeah.
starts that we're like, why aren't they starting the whole year? Someone gets hurt or something like
Sometimes
that.
it's a motivational tactic by Gates where he wants someone to have to work his way into the lineup, that maybe is feeling like a little hot shot or whatever. I think for the most part, the changes are for the better as the season goes on, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, I can remember when Calipari basically like invented like the one and done era, right? It was the same
you
way.
Remember that?
Yeah, I know. I'm old enough. All right. I don't know about you guys, but that's what they used to say. The team would start slow. They play all these big tournaments. They'd lose, and then by the end of the season, they'd start playing their best basketball. That's every team now. We all have a hodgepodge of guys that for the most part haven't been playing together in like that capacity as the season goes on. And Julian, I want to go back to like what you said. We're talking about the schedule, because I think it worked out for us. If we had played Auburn's non-conference schedule, what do you think our record would have been this year? Because when you're saying that it could be, we could have been this, we could have been that if we had a better non-con schedule. Well, this is also like relying on us beating Florida to start the conference schedule and then Kentucky on the road, like there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened this season. And I don't think, I think if we swap schedules with Auburn, though non-con, would we be the Stephen Pearl of it all, or the Bruce Pearl on
no one wants to be
who apparently
Stephen
they led
Pearl
on the
at all.
Selection Sunday show, by the way, and was just screaming that Auburn should have been in.
Yeah, it makes her
according
They
to our
put Bruce
listeners.
on the selection show.
Bruce was on the
Don't put
the
Bruce
desk.
near anything
Yes.
But yeah, that's
I agree.
no,
I can't believe they did that.
I'm excited. It's going to be a great game.
My last conspiracy tidbit: does Miami have an edge because they have C.Y. Young as an assistant coach who has coached half the guys on the roster?
And weren't we talking about them getting Sebastian Mack?
No, Ant.
Oh,
Ant would transfer.
Ant, of course. Yeah, I don't care if they take Sebastian Mack.
No,
If you're listening, Sebastian.
That is interesting. I didn't think that is very interesting. But like, I think by this point in the season, like my grandma can tell you what the strengths and weaknesses are. Like,
Missouri
is not a hard team to break down on film.
No, I mean,
so are they going to make shots or are they not?
And I mean, and not even just picking on Mizzou, any team for that matter. Like,
there's enough out there.
Especially when you're playing some of these, I mean, the Purdue and Michigan, Big Ten championship game. Like when you play some of these teams 2 or 3 times throughout the year, like these teams are pretty dialed in. Like if you got a good coaching staff, like they know what to attack. We know what to attack, and it's at the end of the day, are your guys going to capitalize? Like CY can sit on the bench and scream till he's blue in the face. Watch the ass hat with the rolled up shorts and a fucking bandana on his head in the corner to shoot a 3. But like my grandma can see that. Like it just doesn't, I don't know. It's just going to come down to the players at the end.
Is the ass hat with the bandana, Pierce or was it?
No,
or not Pierce, Cruz. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thought you were using him as a proxy in this.
No, that's it. I got to hop on something here. So
yeah,
I got to hop on something.
All the time I've got as well.
Yeah, I got to go. Anyway. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Prediction. Do we win this game? Do we beat Miami? All right, because we'll be live. We'll be live. We'll keep going. So I don't want to give far predictions right now. We'll go game by game.
Miami. We will beat Miami.
We beat Miami. Mike.
We beat Miami.
Wow, no, I can't believe Mike said. I thought Mike was going to say.
All right, someone's going to change. All right, one of us is going to have to change. All right, MIZ, guys.
No, we can all 3 agree.
Yeah, MIZ.
MIZ.
Bye.